I'm so excited today because my guest was a former guest on my previous podcast, Women in Business. And today we're going to be talking about purpose. And my guest, Jennifer Jackson, has really been integrated into the community with food. And so we're going to talk about this and her purpose of what she's doing with the Dre Project. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Rose. It's great to see you. I feel like it's been a few years since we chatted, so I'm excited to
Absolutely.
catch up.
Yeah, so obviously when we spoke, you were obviously heavily into working with Hungry Howie's and building out everything with the franchise. So talk to me a little bit about the shift that you have done and really what your purpose of working on your nonprofit is.
Absolutely. Well, I think the nonprofit was kind of just starting when we originally spoke. It kind of just started by accident, where I started helping people with some meals, and lo and behold, it just kept snowballing. Where I pretty much run a food pantry now out of my garage. We delivered to 600 families last year, and what we deliver to them is 60 pounds of dry goods, a home cooked meal, and a birthday box. We deliver to any family facing hardship, and we're currently partnering with other nonprofits to be able to get referrals and then kind of pull them into a community of people helping people.
I love that. And so the name of your nonprofit is called the Dre Project. Let's talk a little bit about the name and how it evolved for you.
Absolutely. So my sister's name was Andrea. I lost her tragically in 2013, and this is pretty much the purpose that has come out of my pain. So when I started to do it, Andrea was this light warrior. Her nickname was Dre. When she moved to California, they told her, "What is this Midwestern name, Andrea?" So she said, "All right, I'll switch it." And she came Dre, like the doctor, of course. So
All
um,
right.
yeah, when I
I did not
started
know
it,
that.
yes, that's what she actually dressed up as a doctor one year for Halloween and put Dre on her thing. So that was super cute. She was a huge Dr. Dre fan.
Oh, sweet, sweet. Yeah,
Yes,
as you know that, both of our sisters is named Andrea. So that's
I
kind of something we
know.
have something in common. But I want to ask you, why was this so important? Like, why is food so important to you and to your family and the legacy of what you're trying to create for your sister?
Yes. Well, food has obviously been an important part of my life, being in the pizza business. And to be totally honest, I actually took a course from Kensington Church as I was going through my journey, and it was called the Live Training. And they taught me to look into my hands to see kind of what I was good at and what my gifts were. So, being in the pizza business, I knew I could handle food, right? So, I kind of knew I was food. I was a single mom, so I had a heart for single parents and families, obviously children. So it kind of just started like that. And then I started, kind of snowballing into food. And now it's just kind of exploded where, to be totally honest with you, a lot of nonprofits, they work with the government and they take grants from the government. And when you get the government involved, the government tells you who you can and you can't serve. My attitude is when it comes to food, everyone should receive it. Food should be a necessity that every single person has access to no matter what. So that's where we're kind of trying to change the stigma of listen, we will help anyone that's facing a hardship. If you need food, we're going to get it to you. So just reach out to us. Let's walk in the door. We give them the food. But then what happens is we have 17 other nonprofit partners that we're now walking into the door to them as well. So some of our families start off with food, then they might need some furniture, then they might need some cancer support, maybe some grief support, autism. We have all of these different nonprofit partners now that we're able to really deliver resources to them every day.
I love that. I love that. And so typically, like, what type of families are coming to you? Like, what do you find? Is it people who've lost somebody or people who are going through things? Talk to me a little bit about the types of families you guys serve.
Yes, well, we do get referrals from our nonprofit partners. So, yes, we're serving families facing cancer, families that have autism in their house, families that are facing mental and physical disabilities, families that are grieving. But we will serve any family that comes to our website. Who are we to judge what a hardship is? So, my attitude is if you need food, we're going to get it to you.
I love that. And one of the things I really love about your mission is that which is so shocking to me is you literally have people coming to your house,
I
which is
do.
so wild to me, right? Because you have people who literally come and they pick up food from your location. They also assemble these boxes. So talk to me a little bit about how do you find these volunteers that literally come to your house?
They do. You know what? I've been very blessed. I originally jumped on, I think it's volunteermatch.org, and they gave me the ability to kind of send or set up like a little profile. But a lot of it's just word of mouth. And I was very instrumental with my business background from the beginning of starting off with like a CRM program. So
Yeah.
I have now over 300 volunteers in my pipeline where if I need drivers, I shoot out an email and I'll get them super quick. I'm very blessed with the packing days because a lot of kids need service hours within junior high and high school. And so I get kids to sign up and their parents drop them off, and we're packing here every other Saturday. And we do it in about an hour. What I've tried to do is keep all of my volunteer positions down to like maybe an hour, and they're very easy. They're very fun, and so people wanna come back. It's something that they can easily do. They, feel like they make a really big impact in a short amount of time, and that's what I felt was important for them.
Yeah, no, that's really amazing. So how do you, I mean, talk to me a little bit about like how do you find your drivers? Because these people are spending their time, their gas, their money, their energy to do this. So how do you find that? How do you go about that?
You know, again, I'm just very blessed. Of the volunteers that I have people that have delivered for me every single week since I've started. They just are there every Monday at noon, or every Sunday at 1 p.m. They get into the habit of they see what I'm doing and how I'm growing and they want to help me. And so their ability to give back is delivering for me once a week, which is awesome. But if I do need drivers, I shoot out that email like I did that the other day, and I'll usually get about 4 or 5 responses immediately. It's just kind of a simple reminder to the people that have already done it. They remember how easy it is and how impactful it was, and then they go from there.
Mm. One of the things that I really admire about you is that you really focus in on operations. I think that's one of your strong suits. So talk to me a little bit about like where does that come from? Does that come from, Hungry Howie's background and training? I mean, like
Probably
what
that or
helped
a
you?
type A personality, right? We're all control freaks. No, I mean, I feel like I have organization has always been a very, very strong trait that I have. And so when I look at things, I get in and I want to make it as easy as possible. What you have to remember is when I first started this, it was just me, right? I was packing the boxes, I was doing the pickups at Aldi for the food, packing the boxes, and then delivering the food myself. So what I was doing was just really documenting the processes that I was going along. I had had some entrepreneur training throughout my time at Hungry Howie's. We specifically worked with Gino Wickman, who is the EOS system. And it really just taught me to really delegate to elevate and always document processes so then you could easily turn them over. So when I first started, I also hired a girlfriend of mine that was a business consultant that was familiar with the EOS program because I needed a refresher. So now I'll meet with her once a year, usually annually, before I meet with my board in the beginning and say, all right, take a look at my business. This is what we did last year. How can we grow this year? And what things do we need to put in place? I'll never forget the first year, her coming in and telling me that I had to put together this process of packing the boxes. I'm like, I don't care. Pack the boxes however you want. She's like, but you don't understand. If people come in and they see this, then they feel that, okay, I can easily do this. So that really changed things for me. We came in, I actually brought in another girlfriend that has a decluttering business. And I was
Okay.
like, I need you to figure out how to pack these boxes. So she did. She came up with a diagram, came up where they would be weighed out. And so now we have a very easy process where people come in. We've got box A, box B, box C, and you're just simply following the program to put those items into those boxes. And it's easy to do.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I think that's so critical for the success of any business, whether it's a for-profit or a nonprofit business. So that's one of the things I wanted to share with our audience is really creating a system and a process that somebody can follow. And you did such a great job at that. But I want to talk a little bit about, some of the aspects of your business and your company in terms of logistics. Like, Metro Detroit, many people who may not know, is really spread out, right? I mean, you
Yes.
can get to things fairly quickly, but talk to me about the logistics aspects of how you reach these different communities because, I mean, generally, it could probably take anywhere from 30 minutes to maybe an hour to get to a location. Do you focus on a particular area?
Great question. When we first started, we delivered to everybody. I would deliver an hour away if someone asked, because my attitude was if they found us and they needed help, we're going to get it to them. As we started to grow and get more inquiries, obviously that changed. I'm still operating out of my garage, so I'm limited. I can only do 50 families a month. So we did have to start to cut back. So I'm in Birmingham. We do a 30-minute delivery from my home for the volunteers. Now, I also have set up, which is what I refer to as like Dre Disciples. So I
Okay.
have a friend or a friend, I have a cousin of mine that lives in Garden City, which is like probably about 30 minutes from here, but I can store boxes at her house and her husband will deliver on the weekends for me. I do the same thing out in the Novi area. So I have people that give me the ability to be able to get places. And then I also know people. So, for example, I have a colleague that lives in Waterford. So if I get anything out in like the Highland or Lapeer or Oxford area, he's more than willing to run them to me. But what we do offer is the availability to pick up for anyone that can't get a delivery. Because again, we're willing to give you the food. So if they're able to come pick it up, then we do welcome that. So that's what you said earlier. I've got people pulling up to my house all the time, but it just is what it is, right? I have them back up, I get them packed up, and they go on their way. And again, if you need the food and we don't have the ability to deliver it to you, come get it, right? We just don't want to hold anybody back.
I love that. I love that. That's so important. And so you mentioned one of your partners, Aldi. Talk to me about what that partnership looks like and how they really help support the Dre Project.
They do. I'm going to just give a shout out to the Aldi here in Clawson because
Okay.
they and their staff are really the ones that make this work. I started working with them right from the beginning. Their staff is so involved. They feel that they're helping as well. So they actually will pack up my order for me every 2 weeks. I do a pickup at Aldi every other Monday. So the
Mhm.
staff will get all of it together. I actually used to order online and then they reached out to me and said, "You're paying higher prices if you order online. Order through us and we can help save you that additional money." So that was awesome. So, again, it's just the staff. They go above and beyond. They're incredible with always ensuring that my order's ready to go. When we had some problems with products in the past, they were always on top of it to ensure that they had stock ahead of time. So they're just an amazing partner and no one can beat their prices.
Oh, amazing. I want to, if you could share with our audience, maybe a story that you can really recall that really touched you through your mission.
Yes, I will tell you, this was my favorite. So we started helping, and well, initially it was just the food, right? And then we started asking, what else do you need? And a lot of people need furniture assistance or, different things. So I had this one mom that actually needed some beds for her children. Well, I do have a partner in Oak Park that will get beds for kids, no questions asked. And so I hurried up and reached out to him. She had 4 children, so we ended up getting her 2 bunk beds from Walmart. So I had to go deliver her the, um, the mattresses, and we get them, sheets and comforters and all that fun stuff. And I get out there and I'm unloading the stuff. And she looks at me and she says, "Can I give you the toddler beds?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So she goes running in, comes out with her kid. She's got these two big, huge plastic, a purple and a pink toddler bed. And I'm like, "Awesome." So I throw them in my car, and I had just had a mom ask for a toddler bed. So I called her and I was like, "I'm coming straight over. I've got one. You can pick the pink or the purple." So I drove straight over there. They picked one, and then the mom looked at me and said, "Do you want the crib?" And I was like, "Yes, right? This is what we're trying to do. It's a community of people helping people." And that's really what I try to work with our families, is that even though you need something, you always have something that you can give back as well. And what you can give can go to another family. And so it's really just trying to get that information out there of the community of people helping people and doing, whatever we can to help someone.
Yeah, I love that. That's such an important story. And I want to wrap this up, but what is some of the things that you'd like to leave with our audience in terms of how they can get involved, especially if they're in the Metro Detroit area, if they'd like to give back? Talk to me a little bit about, what you need help with, Jennifer.
Yes, I will take your time, your talent, or your treasures, all of them. Bring them my way. I would love it. So we're located in Birmingham. You can go to our website, which is thedrayproject.org. You can sign up for any of our stocking and our packing days there. If we deliver at the convenience, actually, of our customers, franchisees, we deliver at the
Sure.
convenience of our
Yeah.
volunteers.
I love it. I love
And
it.
and so we ask them to give us an hour so you can reach out. We'll get you scheduled on a delivery. We ask people to take one or two drop-offs. It's usually within a 30-minute drive of my house here in Birmingham. So again, it takes an hour. Another thing with me being a one-woman show, if you have a talent that you think you can help out in regards to anything, please reach
Mhm.
out. I'm always looking to add additional volunteers to help me out with different things. And then in regards to funds, we have it down to my cost to deliver to a family is $102.30. So for a $100 donation, you can feed a family for almost 7 days, which is huge. A lot of the larger food pantries will give you 2 to 3 days. We give you almost 7 days worth of food. We're also in the process of getting ready. It's at the printer right now. We're launching a resource and recipe book because I don't cook. So we try to
Oh,
keep
right,
the
right. I
items.
remember that.
I try to keep the items
Yeah,
unprocessed. And
yeah.
so I'm like, if I got this, I would have no idea what to do with it. So we used good old Chat GPT, which was amazing. And we created recipes specifically only with the items that are in our boxes. So now you can be able to utilize that. And then we also put all of our nonprofit partners in there as well. So again, it's just pulling everybody together. But for $100, you can feed a family for almost a week. And so, hey, we encourage you to do that. You can donate to us via our website. We're on Venmo, we're on PayPal, just as the Dre Project, or you can reach out to me directly, which is just simply jj@thedrayproject.org.
I love that. I love that. And again, you've been listening to Jennifer Jackson of the Dre Project. If you're in Metro Detroit or anywhere, help support her and tell her Rose Vitale sent you. Cheers.
Yes, throw Rosie's name out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.